Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Me. We are going to make a fun birthday card. I was trying to put a different spin on the, grab it here. Oh gosh, here it is. The flower greenhouse pop-up dies. We use them to make a garden in one of our regular like flat um, cards. Not one layer, it was definitely still layered, but um, we had some requests to actually make the whole pop-up die card. So I wanted to, like I said, put a little spin on it. So I decided we're going to make this like a more birthday themed card. So I think that'll be cool. I grabbed some new stuff from the Foil of the Month kit. We're going to add some foil and some sparkle. I also added or grabbed the new pattern papers because I think that these will make some very cool backgrounds and like a cool frame for our greenhouse, and help push that birthday feeling and help it be extra special. So, let's see, I saw a ton of people checking in early. I saw Gail, and Melissa were here early. Virginia's back. Everybody was very worried last time. Virginia on Tuesday. I see Susan checking in, Lisa, Miss Jackie Ann is here, Barb's checking in from PA. Let's see, Connie's here, Sherry, Karen, Maria, Brennan's here checking in, Kathleen, Lori. I see Nina. Yeah, some sparkle. Something fun, I think. Again, you guys know the drill if you've been here before. I am just going on vibes and dreams at this point. I don't know of an exact plan. I've never practiced this card before. So we're just gonna figure it out. That's what we do. We're just here to figure it out. Hey, Linda. Okay. Let's, hello. There we go. Let's swap this around so you guys can see, and we'll start making a plan. All right. We're going to need all of the dies this time. Last time we didn't use everything, but we're going to need them all this time around. We're making the full card. So let's just go ahead and pop everything out, and we will go. We'll start building. Well, we'll start grouping, we'll start grouping everything together. I think we're gonna cut pretty much everything from white. I don't know. We'll look at the um, colors in our pattern paper. I just know I don't have a ton of solid colored cardstock. I'm not generally a solid colored cardstock person. Um, so I don't have, multiple greens in I don't have, we could ink it, but then I would just want to stamp on or cut from white and ink everything. All right, the most important thing we're going to need is this back picture because that tells us everything we need to know. That's going to tell us all of our layers. Nina, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for silver. Um, it is still a little blonde. In certain lights, it looks a little gray. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Brendan, do you mean cool like blues and greens, or do you mean cool like they're really neat? That's what I want to know. All right, let's pick a pattern paper first, I guess. That'll help us figure out what other colors we want to bring in. Let's see. So this pattern paper right now is currently available in the Crafty Courtyard subscription. It will also be available for individual sale when everything releases in a couple weeks. So I kind of like the dots. I love the stripe, but it's not what I'm going for with the birthday theme. I like the yellow dot. Um, these are very fun, but not quite it. I like the green dot, and I like the sprinkles. I like these other patterns, but because we're going to be cutting the frame from it, we're not going to you're not going to see that that's balloons. So I think these smaller ones are going to be a better fit. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking yellow for the frame and then sprinkles for the background. So like everything that's dark green here would be sprinkle and our frame would be yellow. I kind of like that. Let's see, Linda said, Linda's trying to get rid of her gray. Yeah. And Nina said, yeah. So I have like a handful of gray hairs coming in all in this one spot. So I was trying to make a larger area, like a streak, hoping that if I did it on my own, that as my grays continue to come in, they will form that streak the way that I want. Um, Let's see. Sherry said that she reached out to Michelle and she did take care of her foil questions. That is great. I love that. I'm glad that Michelle had you covered. Um, yeah, I've been dyeing my hair for a long time, but not to cover grays or anything, just because I like having crazy hair, and I like changing it often, normally. Um, so I did what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing, because otherwise I'd have like a hard line from all the other times that I've dyed it to get like fun colors or super dark colors or whatever from just being crazy. All right, so our back panel is going to be from Sprinkle, and our front panel is going to be this little yellow dot. Let's trim this down. Hey, Tanya. But everything else I want to keep not like necessarily flat solid, but no more, no other patterns. Get this front and back piece. I did order my chickens today, in case anyone was wondering. So I'll be going to pick them up from Maryland in April, mid-April. I'm getting 3. The girls and I are currently working on name choices. But I have a lot of stuff to prep before they get here, on top of, the million other things I already have going on. So it's going to be an adventure, as my mother would say. I'm gonna trim off this little bit. We're gonna save these. And go back in my pattern paper. Dawn, we're gonna have 3. Yes, there's some real chickens. When we bought our house, it was actually in our mortgage agreement. There were chickens here already, and the people leaving could not take them with them. So they've made us promise to keep them and take care of them because they loved them. And so we had chickens for a couple years, and then we didn't have chickens anymore. And 2 years ago, my husband wanted chickens and I said no. And last year, I wanted chickens and my husband said no. And so this year, I brought it up and we decided to go for it. So we already have a coop. We already have a lot of the supplies, but because it's been a couple years, everything needs a good refresh. So my husband's working on some other construction-y projects right now. So I said that I would take the lead and take the charge on our chicken updates, chicken construction. And so my dad's going to help me make a plan next weekend. I'm going to spend this weekend trying to clean and get everything caught up. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Because, like, the green I have, let's see what colors I have. How about that? Let's just start there, I guess. That would be smart. They might not be the exact colors, but they could still be close enough. It would save us a lot of time. Pink, dress shop. Red. And then we definitely have some options. Lighter orange. Okay, let's see. So I have barbershop blue. I have moss green. I have wildflowers, which is like a dark orange. I have dress shop. I have street light. And then I have construction. So, and I have one little thing of stop sign. So that I think will actually be pretty good. I think we can make that work and save me some serious inking time. Um, oh my gosh, Dolly Parton, we're making chicken name jokes. Don said we had 6. Yeah, we had 3 before. Um, and I was thinking about getting like 4 or 5 because it also where you get them, sometimes they have different minimums. Like sometimes you have to get 5. But I think for for starting out, I I feel like I'm already getting in over my head. Um, and so I think 3. For some reason, my gut is saying 3. So for now, we're just going to stick with 3. Okay, white can go away. This and this here. I grabbed some extra green. We might need more. The green in the pattern paper is definitely not that like lime green. It's like a little darker, right there. But because it's going to be in the back, I think it's really okay. Okay, so you're going to be all green. I probably need even more than this. Yeah, we're going to need like a whole sheet. You're going to be green. Green flowers. These big pieces. This, those are all centers. Okay. So this morning, the girls and I were talking about our plans, and um, they had picked out, we're getting their like tan buff colored chickens. And so the girls were, Alex said that she wanted to name hers Nugget, chicken nugget. Um, and then Ken said that she was thinking maybe of naming hers Noodle. And so at work, I had decided that if that's what they went with, I would go with Nacho. So it would be Noodle, Nacho, and Nugget. But since then, per usual, they have changed their minds. So who knows what we're going to end up with. Right now, Ken's is leaning croissant. I think Alex is still leaning nugget. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll change. We're not getting them for another like 5 weeks. So I'm sure it'll change 10 times between now and then. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be actively posting to it, but I did last night in my chicken mania. I did scoop up a chicken and gardening themed YouTube, TikTok, Instagram username. So if I decide to start posting there, I'll let you guys know. And I made a logo, as you do, at 12:30 at night on a Wednesday when you can't sleep because you're excited. Eggy azalea. Oh my God. Brennan, that's so good. I wish my kids would appreciate that. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Shakira, barbecue. Oh my God, these are so good. Mother clucker. Oh, that's so funny. Unfortunately, don't. Oh, my kids know who Shakira is for sure. I don't think my girls know who Iggy Azalea is, though. I think she's a little too much before their time. All right, got all of this cut from our moss cardstock. Let me just get. I think it's just easier if I go through, colors at a time. And then I'm just sliding, when I'm done, the pieces back into that folder. Diane, these are all from one set. These are all the dies that come in the garden greenhouse, no, flower greenhouse pop-up card set. So I pulled all of the base layers, which will be in green. None of the dies cut leaves. Like none of the individual dies cut leaves, they only cut flowers. So all of these like solid leafy layers, those get, those are all green. And then we'll start building from our sprinkles, right? Like that lines up with those flowers, and we'll start building from there and figuring out what colors we want where. And I don't have any of this memorized, so I'll keep picking up that folder and we'll take a look together while figuring out what layer goes with what. Right, I think these go here, which is interesting that they pop up extra like that. That definitely doesn't go there. Where do these go? Let's take a look. Okay, so one of them does go here. There we go. That little guy goes there. Oh, and this goes there. Hmm. Okay. And then what happened to our little ones? How did I lose these? Did I not cut those out? Did I not make it through? Here's one. There. Okay. And that's why you gotta always double check. Darcel, yes. The one that came in the courtyard kit last month was just the greenhouse, so it was all like plants, no flowers. This one is like you can see like crazy on the flowers. So I'm not sure that everybody needs both. I know I'm here to support Pink and Main, but if it was me, I probably wouldn't get both. I'd get one or the other. Um, but if you just have to have the flowers, then I mean, you have to have the flowers. Let's, the things that I know where they go, let's go ahead and pop them in place now. So I just have less floating around on my desk because this is already starting to make me feel a little overwhelmed. So we're going to use these flowers on the outside edges to make sure this is lined up correctly. It's very bright. Um, Darcel, I did just saw your question asking if you need both. I don't know if I answered that before or after you asked it. I didn't answer it. I didn't say it in response to you asking it. That's really just my opinion. If it was me, I probably wouldn't get both. But like I said, if you know that you are a diehard flower person, then maybe it makes sense for you to have both. If I was only going to get one, I personally think I would get the regular greenhouse because I have a lot of other flower dyes that I could layer in if I wanted to. That's how I would think about it if I could only have one. But you know your stash and your budget better than I do. So when I worked in retail, they would always tell me to not shop with my wallet, but I was never good at that. I know if I wasn't working with Pink and Main, I could not afford to have all of the things that I'm lucky enough to have. So if it were me and knowing what the number of floral dyes I have already in my collection, I would stick with the regular greenhouse. Let's see, Nina said, I like the one that came with the kit. Yeah, Nina said the same thing. She's got the one that came in the kit, and she has other flower dyes that she can use to add flowers with her greens. 100%. Darcel, I'm pretty sure the greenhouse is about the same, because it goes into the envelope, um, not the way you would think. It goes into your envelope. 6 million here from when they fell out the other day. It goes into your envelope this way, not this way. So it being wider, it's not as wide. Or sorry, this one comes out a lot further to the sides where the green one maybe only comes out here, but the height and the size of the frame is the same. So like just these extra florals make it wider, but the actual greenhouse itself is the same. All right, let's get these added. I've decided that, especially because I'm trying to add foil to this at some point, that I don't want to even do any kind of dimensional inking. I don't want to do that. We're just going to leave these tone on tone flat. They've got some dimension just from being like layered. If you're really looking close, that's good enough. If I wasn't adding a bunch of other stuff to this, then um, I would want to add in some shading to separate, give those some depth and separation, but we're not worried about that right now. Okay, these are centers that go on these big guys. Okay, right, so these are these, and they're going to partner up with these three. So for us, I think that's going to be like orange and yellow, because I like the way it is on here with the pink and pink, but again, I just decided I'm not inking, and I don't have multiple shades of the same color for cardstock. But I like the idea of the further back flowers having some yellow. It'll tie in with our yellow frame, but still giving a little space. I kind of like these being blue. So those look like that. And then the little circles, those can be yellow because I like that too. All right, progress. What else do I have? Pink. and red. This is going to be from orange. Maybe all of our little hearts will also be from orange. I'm just twisting these until they separate. Let's see. Hey, Alyssa. Um, our front. Let me see if I have a smaller piece of pink scrap. All right, our front flowers are going to be pink too. I kind of like this also being pink. I don't want all of this to be. I think these are all going to be yellow, which means this needs to be yellow because it's the bud and the flower that go together. So yeah, so many flower dyes, Sherry. So many. If I have these pink, oh, we're skipping red. So maybe you're red, you're orange, and then yellow. Sure. I really just want to add glitter to this. I just want to add foil. We're going to do some glaze pen foiling on our flowers. And I'm also going to be foiling my sentiment with one of the sentiment foilable sets that is in the foil of the month. We're going to be using our city lights foil, our new one. Just me hacking away. Those all time. This is going to be a lot. This card's going to be the most. Warning you now, if you don't love a slightly tacky card, this card's probably not going to be for you, which I hope doesn't mean you're going to leave. I think it's still worth watching because the steps are the same, even if you're swapping out colors and, skipping maybe the foiling, or you want to have everything white and like simple and then add in foil for your accents, maybe. There. Guys. Okay, let's get these popped through and then we can start assembling. I just know that I have people in my life who would very much appreciate like a crazy love bomb of a birthday card that's just like so extra. They would think that that was really fun. My other Dawn, who watches sometimes, you guys probably see her on his obits. She would love a glitter color explosion card for sure. Sometimes she watches while she's working and she just can't like talk, but she's, lurking. Sherry, I am usually very afraid of that too. That's why I'm trying to keep them all in one place. And then as I've been working, I keep putting them back into the folder because I am also very concerned about losing them. I usually put them right back in, or I put them in a bowl. Like I keep little pinch pots at my desk um, for that reason as well, because I know myself and I worry that I will also lose them. Mm. Oh yeah, mini muffin tin for sure. Yeah, or I have like I keep all these little bowls and little embellishment trays and stuff right at my desk. So sometimes I'll just pop them all in there too. With this, I'm gonna make it as easy as possible. I'm gonna slide my folder back in the packaging, and we're just gonna add these in from the top because right now I don't care if they're taped down. I feel like I'm not going to do a great job of getting them back in their spot anyway. And I just want to make my card. All right, so that slides right back in. I would love to be in the same listening space as Iggy Azalea, Brennan, so that's just fine. I do believe I only know one Iggy Azalea song, but I'm sure that you're having a blast. Okay, I'm going to start with the things that I know right away are going to be easy. I'm going to add all these little hearts because I know they go there. And there's more than whatever I just put glue down for, but I want to just be able to start getting things up off my table. I'm sure you can't hear her because I have um, like background cancellation or whatever on, but my dog is next to me and she is snoring so loud. She is my biggest concern for these chickens. I don't, she doesn't usually go very predatory, but she is at least part pit bull. And she's never been around birds like that. So my plan is just to keep them completely separated. But we'll see how that goes. We did not have her when we had the other chickens. We had a very old dog who probably didn't even realize that they existed. These, I guess, should have gone down first. That's fine. Okay, there's our orange flowers. Oh, kisses. An ice tray. I love this. Love it when you guys get to brainstorming. All right, these are definitely yellow. Let's see if I can get this one lined up. These, I think, are the reds, yeah. And then the blues go back here. So that was a good one on the first try. Mm, Here we go. Just kind of spin it around. Okay. All right, come on. That's the one thing about the liquid glue. It's nice because it slides around. You can put it in place, but it's not nice because it slides around when you're putting it in place. Okay, and you definitely have to be on this one. It does not there. Perfect. I think these crazy orange ones are like the same though, no matter what. This is my favorite part is the die cutting part is the worst, getting all your pieces together. But the assembly part, to me, that's the fun part, watching your little garden come to life. All right, now the centers, these are little. So I'm going to take the tip of my embellishment wand and just pick up a little glue. Right, remember we did that before, I think with like our dolphin maybe, or a bird. Just makes it a lot easier. I'm glad you guys are liking it. I really got concerned there for a minute. I'm still not fully over it about how crazy this might be at the end. But we won't know if I don't try. My little Fruit Loop. Sheena. Okay, there's our back panel. All done. This one gets, let's see, that's not good. I think this It's supposed to go with that. It can be yellow. Oh, this is also yellow. That's not gonna work. I'm fine with double yellow on the fluffy part. It's the center I don't want yellow. But we can probably color center. That's not the end of the world, right? These pink ones get these little bumps. That's very cute. That's the front. Let's go ahead and pop those into place on the front. And if you have both sets, you can use the front frames interchangeably. So if you want the front flowers, you keep them. If you don't, you could use the other frame, wall frame. If you want to add a couple flowers just to the front of your greenhouse leafy card, you could just swap out the front. How many times can Caitlin say front? Let's, and again, these red ones should have gone down before the second green stem. That should be, the flower should be under those leaves. But here we are. Just keep spinning them until something looks right. Hello? I don't, yep, that's good enough for tonight. I had this upside down so it wouldn't leak. And now I keep having um yes, Darcel, you let him help you. How convenient that you're so kind to let him do that. Right, Don said that's just working smarter, not harder. Agreed. Let's take a red. I'm just solidly coloring the center because we're not die cutting anything else. I'm done. All right, so we have all of our very bright shelves, very colorful and fun. These tabs have little embossed lines right there. So these are going to fold forward, and I'm going to try to fold them lining up the bottom edge. Hey, Michelle. it might not want to naturally push that way, but that's what I want it to do. Now these, I think you could go either way. I prefer pushing them back. Because then I can line them up like this. And then I know I'll have room for my frame at the front because there's one more little notch here, right there. It's gonna fold forward. And that's what your front panel is gonna sit on. So all of this is going to get easy tear tape because I don't want to have to hold anything or be like extra super careful with anything. So we're going to bring in our 1/8 inch and 1/2 inch tape. This is a little big, but that's fine. I will just trim it down. It is still easier than trying to hold liquid glue in place. Okay. Thank you so much, Sherry. Dan said this is a lot of work. I mean, it's not no work, but to me, I don't know, die cutting is like a different kind of work versus coloring. To me, it still feels like less than making like a fully colored scene card. So I'm sure that's not true for everybody, but all right. So I got one side on. The trick that I found for getting these to lay correctly then is to shift this over so that our middle shelf here is folded on one side and flat on the other. Then you're going to bring the pink tab to your tape. Instead of trying to hold everything 3D up in the air, that's too much for me. So have it everything shifted as far as it can to the left. And then on the right hand side, we're going to bring our tab to our shelf. And that's going to get us a tab that lays perfectly flat either way when we're folding. Okay, then this will be easier if I do this next step before we add the front, which is this glaze foiling I want to do. Instead of adding white highlights, I want to add foil. And this is the part where I'm sure I'm going to lose some people. I totally understand. I'm not fully certain that I'm going to like it here in a minute, but I'm going to try anyway. Because, like I said, we won't know until I try. So I'm adding all of my little highlight shapes that I would normally add to my little flowers, and then even like a couple little spots, not on the blue. The centers of the blue are just too little, but like some little spots on the orangey centers. push down too hard on that, it's going to go into that. Right, and some of them can have like little petal marks. Maybe these ones we just add on the centers, right? So everything that has black is going to get our foil. Hey, Libby, you're just in time to see if this turns out ridiculous or not. All right, so those are all of the places that I'm gonna put my foil. I'm gonna let that dry down just a little bit first while we foil our sentiment, and then we'll foil those. So the new Cheerfoil from the monthly subscription is this. This is called City Light, and it is stunning. It is so cool. The holographic on this and the tiny little squares is so amazing. Absolutely in love with it. So we're going to take our Minc. We're going to get her warmed up. Now that my power flickered. All right, we're going to set that to 3. And we're going to be using the Mega Birthday Sentiments foilable sheets, which this comes in the monthly subscription kit as well. But we know will also be available at the end of the month with their full launch. And I was thinking of not these big guys, either these small ones or like one of these, like May All Your Wishes Come True, like little at the bottom, or even like the even smaller ones. And we might have to ink them because the silver is pretty light, but that's okay. Like have a sweet birthday just right across the bottom. That's pretty cute. Hope your birthday is awesome. Yay, it's your birthday. That's cute. Let's do that. Just keep it teeny and let it just kind of hang out at the bottom because there's already going to be a lot going on. And instead of inking everything now, if we, well, I guess I need to ink first if we're going to ink. So I don't know. I'm leaning that we need some ink. I'm thinking maybe some dress shop. Let's trim this down first. Actually, you know what? This will fit those tiny, tiny banners that we have. The extra small. Let's see if I can find them quick. I have those super skinny little sentiment banners. I need a better system for organizing my ink and main dyes. That's for sure. Okay, there's the extra large ones. There's my scale. Okay. Right, I'm thinking one of these. Yeah, it's your birthday. I mean, come on. It's like the perfect size to go right across the bottom. Oh, it's just a little too to the side. There, oh, the other one fell off. Okay. That's not the next longest one. There's definitely longer than that. We can just do a double die cut. So I'm going to line this up. Let's trim it first, I guess. We're going to line up one edge of our little fishtail over here to the edge of our paper. And put that in place. I'm going to run it through my machine. Then we're going to shift it on the right hand side. Because it's just like a little bit too far. So I'm going to take this and pop it back into place, right? Fits right back in, but I'm going to shift it down just a little bit. So there's a little gap on the left-hand side. And the most important thing is that the top and bottom edges are where we want them to be. And we can add a little more washi to this end that's going to get trimmed off anyway. I'm going to run that through. And that's just going to let us make a custom size, basically, little banner. So I trimmed off that much, right? Not necessary by any means, but it'll make a difference to me. I mean, I want to add this foil, but maybe I won't add it to the sentiment. Maybe I just leave the sentiment black. It'd be very legible. Maybe we just leave it. There's already so much going on. Yeah, we're just going to leave it. Just kidding. But again, I also think it's great if you aren't a foiler, you don't have a foil machine, you don't like to foil, but you love a pre-made sentiment. These are great. You could cut that with a wire trimmer, cut it with a die. You just have like a zillion ready to go. I don't even need this one. We're gonna just burnish. I'm gonna trim a little square of my foil because we're not using the whole thing anywhere. We're maybe I do need to heat it up. I was thinking of the glue. Oh goodness. Oh Grace. Okay. Take two. Take two. I have a backup plan. How many zillion years over are we? Only 5. Okay. I also have the quickie glue pen that is also on the Pink and Main website. I'm going to go over everything that's black with a little quickie glue pen. And that will not need heat. I forgot that the last time we used the Glaze pen, we still ran it through the Minc. And the Quickie glue pen is so tiny that it will dry pretty fast. So if you wanted to do glaze pen, I think it would be a lot, but I'm sure there's a way you could do like the main pieces and run it through. Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it's the amount that I used or how small, but rubbing that was definitely not working. Uh, yeah, Roberta, the Quickie glue pen I know for sure will work. Like these ones are already, the glue is already clear. So like I am very confident that these will pick up that glitter, that foil. Okay, or not. It's picking it up. It's just not picking up the whole thing. Maybe they need to dry longer. Even the like black with this little bit of sparkle though, I think is still cool. Let me show you. It's like grabbing little hints of it, but it's still shiny and like catches my eye, which is really all I was after. Just like a little something extra special. Like, oh, it's your birthday? Have a little extra. It seems like the outer parts that were not touching glaze pen are really what's sticking the best. Maybe I just didn't add enough because those red ones grabbed were really great. I still really dig this. It's definitely turning out weird, different than I thought, but I like it. That's fun. All right, let's add our sentiment. Okay, and that's what happens when you're not patient and squeeze your glue too hard. I'm a mess if you guys haven't figured this out yet. Tonight will be the night that everyone knows it for sure, as if it was a doubt. Okay, the last step is going to be taking the backing paper from these tabs. Let's get one side lined up first. Okay, same thing as before. We're gonna push this all the way over then. Take the backing paper off this side and close the door. All right, that is our somewhat foiled, very colorful uh, birthday greenhouse card. She's unique, but I do like it. I actually really like the black too. It kind of separates because all the other colors were very like, flat. I like it. It's so different. And it has still a ton of depth. You can see when it's popped up, 3 distinct shelves. Very fun. So yeah, we had requests to make the pop-up floral. I made the pop-up floral. Not exactly the way I envisioned it, but here we are. And it's certainly a pop-up floral card. I'm just so grateful you guys go on these adventures with me. Um, it's definitely fun, and getting there was fun. So that's all that matters. I would be excited if I got this as a birthday card. I'm not gonna lie. I would be very happy. And that's the most important thing, right? That we're sending hugs and smiles in the mail. All right. Well, I need a nap. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, supporting me, even if it's just emotional support while we make this. Um, let's see. Libby said she's going to be live tomorrow, so definitely check that out. See what kind of cool stuff she gets into, or if you have, any requests, maybe drop them in the comments for her. Maybe you never know. Maybe she'll check them out. But yeah, I will be back here on Tuesday next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, as always. And um, yeah, after you guys, oh, sorry, I just saw Darcel's question. It's not that I'm not happy, it's just that it's not how I envisioned it in my head. And so it's going to take me a little bit of time to let go of what I thought it was going to be and not put that judgment on this. That I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but like tomorrow I'll look at this and I'll love it. But right now it's so different than how I thought it was going to go that it's just like disconnected. That's all. So, yeah, Libby said 12 Eastern tomorrow back here on Pink and Main. She'll be live. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a great, safe, hopefully beautiful weekend. And I will see you guys back here next week. Until next time, happy crafting, guys. Have a good night.